only on esportbf.com.
We've got two teams today. So we've got Team ESF versus Gloria Victis, GV. We're going to be getting into the game super damn quick. I'm just going to go through the maps quickly before we get started. So we've got Mirak Valley, which is going to be forming of 5 flags, 1 main battle tank, 1 attack helicopter, and 1 attack jet per team. The second one we're going to be going over to will be Siege of Cairo, which is going to be Gloria Victis' pick, which is going to be 1 IFV, 3 flags, and then if we get to that tiebreaker today, we're going to be jumping over to Liberation Peak, where it's going to be 1 tank, MBT, 1 attack heli, and a stealth jet. So without further ado, I believe the guys have already kicked off. We got 4 feeds today. So we've got a few players, 2 from each team. So we've got Snoopbag, Shaka coming in from Team ESF. We've got ourselves Lucky and Jan from GV. So we're going over to Mirak Valley. So let's crack on. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so let's have a little look towards. Now we've got one in the respawn screen at the minute. We're gonna actually have a look at Shaka from ESF, who is currently pushing his way past one of his own flags, and he's actually engaged at the moment. Got his RPG out, looks like he might be going in for a vehicle. He's got his teammate right next to him. Got that lovely EOD robot arm for that melee weapon, and making his way over towards the flag. He's spotted the tank. Looks like the tank's actually taking a hit already. He's going to be going in with the RPG attack jet, going straight over the top. As you can see, he has a little cheeky look there as well. Making his way now over towards the Alpha objective. Now, he looks like he might be going for the defend on Bravo. I don't think he's going to run into anyone at the moment by the looks of things on other ones. Looks like we can jump over to Snoopbag, who is currently engaged on one of his objectives as well. He's got a squad mate with him, so he's got a nice little bit of backup. Going to be looking back towards Echo. Perhaps he's heard some movement there. He is looking, he's found somebody, and he's going to be able to get that kill against Jan there. Jan, unfortunately, going down to Snoopbag. So, actually, we're going to jump now over to Shaka once again, who's just come off spawn, and unfortunately gets taken down by Maverick, going back to the spawn screen pretty damn quickly. Now heading over towards GV's Jan, who unfortunately just went down to, I think it's Vacnius. Unfortunately goes down there. His objective is currently under siege. He's got his teammates with him though for backup. He's going to try and go for the hot combat spawn, which he might be able to get. Looks like his teammate is holding anchor, which is going to be Maverick. And he does get the spawn off. Let's see what he's able to do on this objective here as he gets into the fight with his squad in tow with him. Okay, so entering the objective, does find one. Unfortunately, doesn't get the kill. Gets a few shots off. Going to be peeking the corner now. He's getting pre-fired. He does get 1 kill. So he takes one of them out. And unfortunately gets pushed by Shaka, who just absolutely just swings on him and takes him out instantly. So unfortunately, back to the screen once again. We're going to actually head over now to Lucky from Gloria Victis, who had just got a kill against these. And it looks like he's engaged into another fight. Pulls back. He's using the M433. He's getting pushed once more. He gets another beautiful kill. He's going to be able to get the 3PC. He might be able to. He pulls in from the left there. Jumps in and unfortunately gets taken down by Dez. So back to the spawn screen for him as well there. By the looks of things, as it goes for scoreboard, ESF, Team ESF is currently in the lead at the moment at 323 to 244. Now, some of these, I believe, may be a little bit delayed to other player feeds. So I'm actually looking at the Snoopbag's POV, and looks like the score has actually gone down a little bit more. Could you confirm that for me as well, just to make sure? So we've got some feeds unfortunately delayed at the moment, but it should be fine. Shaka. So we're going to jump over to Shaka here, who is pushing into the back of Bravo. Now, he's holding off at the minute. I believe he can hear something. He's going to get that smoke grenade out. So he's going to push over. He's got some heals off as well. It looks like he took some fire from the right just then. He's going to be looking to go upstairs inside the objective he is, so he's holding it a little bit. Some gunfire coming past just then. Oh, his teammate spawned back on him. Going to be looking to push in. The objective is still under their control. Now, you can see in the map there, the bottom left, there's 2 enemy markers that have been pinged. Looks like we got 1 enemy member coming in from GV there, and there we go. So, somewhere coming in from behind with the squad mate, able to take him down there as well. It kind of pinched. There was movement from both the front and the back of the objective. Looks like he might be able to get himself a combat spawn. His teammate may be holding anchor. As you can currently see, it's flashing red saying he's currently under combat. So he's going to go for the spawn off the objective itself, which means he's going to have to make the sprint across, which can be quite dangerous, especially with teams of opposition looking over the top there of the construction site. And looks like he's going to be taking fire and unfortunately gets shut down once again. So we're actually going to jump over to Jan now for GV, and he is going to be going in for the revive there with the defibrillators. Currently healing himself up, and currently at a loss in objective-wise. Now they only hold A and Alpha Bravo. Charlie, Delta, and Echo currently under the control of Team ESF. Now he is going to be going upstairs just to check. He did take some fire from behind there. I haven't seen any of the vehicles yet, which is quite surprising. Just a lot of pure infantry gameplay at the moment. No one really engaging the vehicles. I haven't really seen any of the vehicles, apart from, let's say, the attack heli getting a kill just a second ago. Still, Jan, he's holding firm. He's taking some damage just then, but he's able to get himself healed back up pretty quickly, being a support player. He's got those double heals, which is always good to see. He's going to be going for some long-range shots. So he's actually taking fire from behind. What seems to be from a defilade of the Bravo objective just there. Now, unfortunately, GV are in a bit of a sticky spot. They are bleeding tickets super damn quickly there, and by this rate, they're going to be unfortunately going to the next round in the next few minutes, unless they're able to take hold of that C objective and start taking the tickets off of ESF. We are actually going to be jumping over now to Lucky from GV, who just spawned back in. Now he's got his knife out to go for the sprint. This guy's actually playing as engineer, and he is also going to be watching over towards Charlie objective now. He is going to be taking a little bit of fire. Then you saw a shot just coming over the top of that concrete block. He's going to be opening fire there with a 2x on his gun. Unfortunately, though, he does get taken down by the helicopter, if anything, from the gunner inside of it. So he's able to get taken down there quite quickly. The helicopter for ESF being utilized super damn well. Able to just hold the airspace. I haven't seen much in the form of the opposition air coming in from GV. It looks like they're currently down at the moment, which just literally means ESF just has full air control, which is going to be stopping GV from actually being able to move out into the open and head over towards the other objectives. So we are actually going to jump over now to Shaka, who is with his teammates actually going to be entering an objective there. Gets killed by Lucky from behind, so he's going to be bleeding out there. He might be able to get a res off because his squad mate is actually a medic, support player, so he's going to be able to drag him around the corner, get him straight back into the fight, and ready to rock and roll once again. So GB down to 44 tickets remaining, 300 for ESF, which is a sizable majority going into round 2 in just a few moments. Lucky going down and getting the kill against Shaka. Well played there to Lucky. He's actually doing very well on that objective. He's holding ESF out. However, it might not just be enough. They need to get hold of that objective. They need to get Charlie. If they don't get Charlie, then this round is done for. We're going to be jumping actually over to Lucky now, because Lucky has been slaying quite a lot. He's going to be taking down the tugs I just spotted in that corner. He's going to be coming in with a kill as he takes down Shaka, who we literally were just viewing a few seconds ago. And he is going to be opening fire a little bit more around that corner. He does see another member of ESF, another 3 members. He pulls the revolver, but unfortunately goes down to Dez. However, we're down to just 5 tickets remaining. This round is coming to a close. And we are going to be going into round 2 here on Mirak Valley with a big, sizable majority of 300 tickets there and there. There we go. So the leaderboard's coming up there on the GV lads screen, and it's showing all the kills to deaths, as well as their captures, revives, and score. So quickly before, if I can catch quite a few of the names before the players actually get rid of the leaderboard, I can have a look quickly. I didn't really get a chance, but we've seen like Alpha Evo up the top there with the 12 kills, probably the attack pilot or the gunner for the heli at least, because the heli was just farming. It was literally just farming through and through. There was no real like contest against any of the air from ESF, and that's gonna be a really strong point in for this map on Mirak Valley. If you control the air, because Mirak is quite open between the objectives, it's going to be very hard to traverse to other objectives. You're just going to get held out, and that's what we've just seen with GV. They were getting held out by ESF the whole time. Now, when we go to map 2 after this map, which is going to be Cairo, there's no air. So we just got an IFV. It's all going to be mostly infantry. The IFV is going to be very strong, so it could be a different story. We may actually see a tiebreaker today if GV can pull through. They could as well pull through on this map, for all I know. There you go. So we'll see. So we're going to be jumping over to round 2 here in just a few moments. So we've got, like I said, we've got for GV, we've got Lucky, we've got Jan, and then for ESF, we've got Shaka and Snoopbag. So the round is about to start in just a few moments. Like I said with Snoopbag, though, his stream is delayed, I'd say, by like a minute or two at least. So I'll try and get over to a snoop bag sometimes, but it won't be up to date as well as the other streams, so it may get a little bit confusing. So I'll try and like mention what's happened to Snoop Bag if I can, but I'll probably try and stick towards Shaka, Lucky, and Jan. So we're jumping into round 2 now. We're still on Mirak Valley. They've switched sides, and we're going to be jumping over with Lucky and Jan, who are currently driving their way towards the objective. Now I can hear a lock coming in from either the jet or the heli. Most likely the jet, because the heli, I believe, may be running a different system. Also, Lucky making his way over towards objective D at the moment, so he's going to be jumping out, heading into the objective. He may get contested here. Depends how ESF are feeling with getting stuck into the combat. Okay, so he's going to be moving towards Crane. He does find one. He gets hold of a kill against Dez. That is Lucky. Again, getting some feeds today. I've just seen a drone go up from Jan as well, just scouting out the area. Unfortunately, he does get killed straight away, and he's able to get himself 2 kills. So he's able to pick himself a juicy double, which is going to be Shaka, and I can't really see it, unfortunately, because it's very red, but it's a name beginning with V, and I will try and figure out what that player is called momentarily when I see his name again. Okay, so Lucky did just go down. He's back up. He's got his teammates with him. One of his squad mates is actually currently down in the objective as well, but he's leaving, so it looks like they've got it secured. They're actually going to be heading over now towards Charlie for GV, so they're able to make this push. Looks like the helicopter is not really onto them at the moment. Looking downstairs, it looks like he can hear some movement. He is slowly peeking that right side. There are some pings on the map there from red. His teammate just took fire, and it unfortunately does get dropped. Make his way through the bottom. He's actually going to come up from the flank here on the objective. Looking over towards Charlie at the moment. Looking over towards the spawn of ESF. There's the helicopter from ESF heading back to spawn. Maybe going for an ammo refuel and also to get some emergency repairs. This is something you don't see very often. Like, back caps are quite rare. Now, he's already taken fire, but looks at it from a vehicle of some sorts. We're still going to keep an eye on Lucky here, because Lucky is making quite a nice push. And unfortunately, does get spotted there by PTFO from ESF. So, unfortunately, he has been shut down there. So, with that being said, we're going to be jumping now over to Shaka from ESF, who is currently inside of one of the construction site objectives. And he is going to be going for the claim on Delta, which is currently on a GV control. So, this game's a lot closer than the last game is. However, if EFS can get the capture point and make sure that GV go under 300, then they've got this lovely win on this map. Okay, I've also spotted that Snoop Bag actually swapped squads just then as well, so he's actually gone to a new squad. A very, very old tactic that we used to see in Battlefield 5 is he joined another squad to spawn in and then joined his previous squad to get his teammates hit in on that spawn, basically. So a very, very old tactic there, which you can utilize in competitive. It's actually a valid tactic to use there. Okay, so I'm actually jumping over to Jan, who's actually fighting in the town of Echo. Now, they have got the objective. There was a lot of forces from ESF actually in that house that was taking fire from the helicopter there. Now, he is going to be making his way straight back towards the construction sites as fast as possible, because that was their home cap. Now, they were getting back capped at that point, which means they needed to stop that as soon as possible, which means then they can control the back line and head back into the objectives in the center there. It looks like, as soon as I said that, though, someone's ratting from ESF, so he's heading straight back to Echo. His helicopter as well is opening fire on the objective to try and locate whoever that is. I don't have the POV for the opposition player, but we are going to keep our eyes on Jan, because Jan is getting into the action, and he's going to be looking for those kills if the helicopter cannot secure it. So he's going to be jumping on top of the box there to try and get some high ground. Just have a look. He has got a teammate with him, so not anyone from his squad, though. Lucky, however, is... yeah, just miles away at the moment. So he is on his own. Now, I believe Jan needs to kind of get back into the fold with his squad mates, because if he doesn't, then he's if he gets killed, no one's going to pick him up. Unless you just run across a support player from the team who just happens to be running past. But they've all got their tight-knit squads. They're all going to be doing their own thing. Jan, again, I mean, GV are struggling when it comes to this Echo objective. It's constant back and forth here for Jan. But we're actually going to leave him now because he's on his way back to the construction site. And we're going to be jumping over to Shaka once again, who is actually looking over towards D. Picks up a beautiful kill against Lucky, shutting him down there. Going to be looking left and right up the top there. His teammate has pinged something up there, so he's going to be watching it slowly just to check. Nothing so far. Looking over towards the crane. He has spotted somebody. But he's now looking right. Oh. Going for the smoke grenade on the push by looks of things. Maybe. No. Bit hesitant. He could possibly do this crossover. He has got squad mates in front of him actually on the objective. There we go. So he's making the cross. He hasn't been shot, so that's a good thing. Getting himself over the top there. Not going to be going for the climb up. Actually going to keep on going underneath. He spotted 2 heads from GV and unfortunately does get shut down by Jan. Now, Jan in return actually got traded off with another player. So Lucky is going to be with him. And he's just going to go for the hot combat spawn by looks of it on the objective. But as it comes to it, Jan at the moment on the objectives, teammates are currently down. There's one next to him, Lucky as the engineer. Going to be holding for objectives and spawns from his teammates. He's just looking. He's just spotted somebody running around that corner. He's found him. Kills off one, which is going to be Shaka. Now, is Shaka got any backup at all? Because normally when there's one, there are more. And there are indeed. And he's going to be going in straight for the revives after he gets that kill. And another one pushes in. He gets the kill against him as well. And he's able to go and hold this objective of Delta, which actually is still under fire. And as I said, that Des on top gets the kill against both of those players. So unfortunate there for Jan from GV. Taking a bit of a pounding from ESF today, but doing good regardless. Okay, looking over towards Snoopbag. Now, I did say Snoopbag is quite delayed behind, but I just want to have a look at his perspective and how he's just able to stay out in the open and not take any shots from where he is at the moment. Very bold of him. Very bold. But ESF are looking real good right now. That was cheeky. I'm not going to lie. That was very cheeky just behind that crate. But his teammate, his squad mate, called out for him. So he knew exactly where he was. Just tucked in that corner, hidden behind some sandbags. Being very cheeky. What a beautiful grenade coming in there from GV though. But unfortunately does not get a kill on anybody. We are now going to jump over to Shaka though, who's actually getting engaged into some combat there. Doesn't finish off the kill, but he is on it. He is in this objective. He's going to be looking to claim it for his team and make sure he still holds it as well to secure the victory here on Mirak Valley. Goes in for the revive as he's taking fire from across the road. Does get it. He's got his med box down as well, so he's able to get the heals off. Going to be looking over towards the enemy's objectives. Going to go for the push. He spots somebody, and unfortunately, Sombra does kill him off there with DRS. Actually, my favorite gun to use in Battlefield 6 is that DRS. Okay, jumping over to Lucky, because Lucky, apparently, just died. Nah, he got himself a kill. He was on the objective. Unfortunately, does get dropped by Ebbs. Looks like he's going to get a revive from his squad mate, though. And they're going to be looking for the claim on Delta objective. So, going to be able to claim that back for his team nicely. Good stuff for him. He's going to be watching the zip wire, making sure nobody comes up. There's a spawn off. And he does get the kill on Des. Going to be going in for the frag grenade to make sure no one else is around that corner. Going to be looking at the zip wire to make sure nobody else comes into the objective while they're claiming it. And I would say GV's got this objective. ESF are not going to be contesting. Nope. Seems pretty happy. Jumping back over with Shaka. It looks like this is the first ground vehicle I've seen today, so we've got the MBT in the objective with him. And he is going to be looking over towards Delta now. Now, looking at Lucky's POV, he's actually crossed over already. So Shaka and Lucky are going to be in the same building. So they might actually find each other in a second. Lucky just went down to the tank more than anything. Shaka's going to be making that push now towards the next objective. And ESF, they got hold of Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Echo. So they've also got the back cap on GV. GV only in held of Delta. Alpha getting the kill there, taking out Mr. Shaka. But again, ESF with a very, very big lead. 338 to 134 and counting down. 4 out of 5 flags. The bleed on GV is going to be massive. This game is going to be coming to a close. If this carries on, it's going to come to a close. I mean, here we go again. ESF is going for the full cap. They're going for the Delta objective now. Pretty uncontested. I mean, his teammate's down there. He's going to find him running across. Going to go for the shots there. And does he get the kill? His teammate before his teammate went down. He did get the kill, but unfortunately, another member of GV said no. And it was a little bit of a trade-off there. So his squad mate is with him, but he's being chased at the moment. And then this guy is also chasing him as well. So there's just a lot of back and forth and trade-offs going on between all the players here. Going up the zip wire and try and go for a flank. Goes for the health first. He's going to be watching the zip wire to see if he gets followed. He's got a squad mate with him who just come in with a combat spawn. Unfortunately, gets shut down by Alpha Evo once again. That's a name I recognize from the Battlefield 5 days as well. Quite a few of these players I do recognize. But it's always nice to see some fresh new faces on the scene, especially for Battlefield 6. So we've still got our eyes on Shaka at the moment. Now, they're going to be going for the claim and reclaiming this objective off of GB. However, they are now losing Bravo. But 335 to 65, ESF are looking super healthy going into Cairo today. A few shots going off there. Gib picks up a lovely kill. Takes some explosive damage though. Not sure of the source of that though. Could possibly be in the tank blasting through the wall. Got a sledge out. Can't sprint with that sledge, my man. Going to be looking over towards Bravo now. Going to be opening fire. Is he going to be able to get the kill? He does not. His tank's backing him up though, which means he's just going to be able to go for the cross and don't have to worry. And I say that, and here comes Frantic with a beautiful kill with that DRS. So he's going to get the revive though. No, he's going to go for the respawn. So jumping now over to Jan, who just went for a rocket at the enemy helicopter from ESF. Unfortunately does die before he can get any sort of connection. Right, so we've got some spawn screeners. Jump back over to Shaka, who's currently engaged. Get himself a kill. Goes in for the revive, picks his squad mate back up. Use the M433. Pops off a smoke there, gets his barrier down so he can use it for cover. Looking out to the open there, no real sign of GV on it. Going to be looking over and towards the back end of Bravo there. He thinks there's an enemy back there. His squad mate is currently actually there with him. And I don't think there's been any call out. He's currently opening fire against a member of GV who's going to be looking to push into the objective here. Okay, so we've got incoming GV now on the objective he's trying to take. They're currently losing it. 1-3, so he's got to take down 3. Unfortunately, he does take out Frantic, but he goes down to Evo. Evo going in for the drag and the revive, getting his teammate back into the game. But that is going to be closure for game 1. ESF coming in very, very strong with the victory on this map of Mirak. Big feeds. A lot of the GV guys are already back down and ready to host their own maps. I didn't really get a chance to look at the leaderboard. I could just see just slightly there as he keeps loading up and back. Trying to find it. No, it's gone. It's gone. So that was a good match. That was a good matchup. We had GV unfortunately losing on Mirak Valley. We're going to be jumping over to Cairo very shortly. Now, Cairo is one of my personal favorite maps just because I'm not too much of a fan of air myself personally. I'm a big fan of the IFE. I am a massive fan of that tank. It's probably one of my favorite tanks to use in Battlefield 6. So it'd be very interesting to see how the teams utilize it. And I want to see some anti-tank action if I can today. If not, I'm not too concerned. The infantry action has been plenty enough. But yeah, GV needs to win this. If they don't win this, ESF are just going to walk through. And we might not even see the third map today. We'll see that. We'll see. By the looks of it, we are going to be waiting now for them to rehost the game. So, guys, I will see you just in a moment as we wait for map number 2, which will be Cairo. And it's going to be a spicy one. It's going to be a spicy one. Hello, guys. Welcome back. We're going to jump straight into the action today because they're already in Cairo and they're raring to go. We're going to be jumping in with GV and ESF as they get into the combat here. We're going to be jumping over to Jan, who's currently making his way past Charlie objective towards the back end. Heading towards what would be Bravo. Oh, no. Span himself back around again, heading back home. I'm not sure. I mean, they are having a fight at the moment. If we go over towards Lucky, who's currently actually looking into the enemy HQ at the moment. I'm not sure if they're ready or not. I mean, Des just killed him with the IFE. They're currently 12 of 12, so they are a full complement for both rosters. Right, okay, so they're just calling... They're calling ready now, so we might actually see a round restart. I think they were just killing each other amongst the objectives just then. So just bear with us a minute, guys, while we just check. mean, I just seen Lucky get absolutely slotted by Snoopbag with a revolver, single headshot, whilst jumping. Damn. Just damn. Yeah, I don't think they're actually actively playing right this second. I do believe they're calling ready ups. So we are going to just keep an eye on them for a moment anyway, while they do that. So while we wait for them to get started, if you don't know who I am, I'm Like an MB. I am a Battlefield caster. Now, I have casted other games as well, but we won't go there today. I actually started with Battlefield 5 for Xbox and PlayStation, and made my way over to PC. So I've been around for quite a while. Obviously, 2042 wasn't around, but I did do a few for 2042. And I'm going to be making my way through now into Battlefield 6. I'm going to be casting for ESB. I'm going to be doing my own thing on the side as well. So keep an eye out. You might see me around. So that being said, Cairo is going to be starting super shortly. Are we going to see a third map today? Are we going to see Liberation Peak? I'd like to. But if ESF keeps the pressure on, we're just going to see a 2-0. Now, I don't want to see that. I know the GV guys from Battlefield 5, so I know what they're capable of, and I hope they take this map. I really do, because I want to see more GV in the action today. I definitely do, and I feel like they kind of got held out of Mirak Valley quite badly. That helicopter was just holding ground. The crossovers between the objectives, because Mirak Valley is just so open. It's so hard to move out in the open. Not only have you got the vehicles, you've also got all of the all of the windows, like the construction sites. All that elevation is just it's crazy across open ground. If your smoke grenade's great, but a smoke grenade doesn't provide you 100% cover. All it takes is one tank shell to go through that smoke and you're dead. Or if you just get found crossing into the smoke, a capable player will just track you through and just kill you there and then. So I want to see more GV today. I want to see him prevail on Cairo. Personally, one of my favorite maps in Battlefield 6. I find it's a very nice balance of vehicle. You've got IFV. I know the main battle tank's on the main game. And it's a nice knitted close quarters map as well, with a lot of flanking routes where you could actually take out the vehicle with a nice placed rocket into the rear to go for that back armor. So I would like to see some anti-vehicle action today if we can as well. I know we got Lucky as a engineer, and hopefully he's able to utilize that engineer class. If he decides to take it again, he might switch roles for Cairo. We shall see. Same goes with the other players as well. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about that, really. I mean, what do you guys think in the chat while we wait? Do you think GV is going to be able to come back and get themselves a 1-1, and then we go to Liberation Peak, or are we going to see ESF just storm through and take the win and the victory today, as we go into week 3 next week for this T12 small conquest for ESB? Let me know in the chat. I will be looking while we wait to see what you guys think. Okay, looks like we've got a map restart, so I think we are going ready. I do believe we are going ready indeed. And by the looks of it, we have indeed got a go-ahead. Right, cool. So we're jumping straight in. So, who we got then? So we're jumping on board of a vehicle at the moment for Lucky and Jan. They're both actually riding together into the same squad. Shaka is going to be making his way as well. No vehicle gameplay today, unfortunately, from these POVs. They're all going to be looking like they're going to be infantry, which is absolutely fine. Jumping straight into the middle objective here. Going to be going in for 1 kill, taking down poor Mr. Snoot, who tried to jump in and go for a kill. Unfortunately, does go down. Crossing himself now over as well. I do believe, actually, I'm way behind on the POVs. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and do it straight from the stream itself. So you're going to have to bear with me, guys, while I try and do this. Right, okay. So if we jump over with Jan at the minute, let's have a look see what he's up to. Okay, so fresh to the respawn screen, he's going to be looking to jump back into the action on the middle objective here. Going in for that combat spawn. His squad mates are there at the moment. Here we go. Going to be going downstairs. And now towards the middle objective. He's going to be looking for a kill. His teammate, I believe, just went down. He's going to go for the revive. Goes in for the paddles. Gets it. Straight out into the open. Oh, he finds one just in the alleyway there. And unfortunately does get shut down. Unfortunately, he is dead there. which is very unfortunate. So let's jump over to somebody else now. Let's have a look and see who we got. Okay, so I was right. Lucky is actually going for the recon class today. So he's actually going to be utilizing recon. He's going to be using that drone to try and scout out the enemy. Here comes an IFE. Okay, so we got the GV IFE in the middle of the objective here on Bravo. And it's a 5-0 capture rate, by the way. So we're going to see that quick claim. And it's just going to be instantaneous. There we go. So got the claim. Gets himself a kill. Almost gets the double from the building. He's going to be able to clean up on it, though. He's got himself a nice head glitch. And that's so we're lucky at the moment. Crossing out into Bravo. Unfortunately, gets taken down by Dez from the rooftop, which is a horrible place to be. I absolutely hate that rooftop. I've died so many times, so I'm not going to lie on Cairo. So, hopping over towards Shaka now, who's actually going for a back cap. Now, there's the three-way cup coming in from GV, so ESF is indeed, unfortunately, taking a sharp fall on Cairo, which is what I would expect. He's going for the spray there, unfortunately unable to get the kill. His teammate going down right next to him as well. Going in for the RPG, does spot one, he gets the hit, but no confirmed kill. Goes in for the DRS and finishes him off. That was frantic, going down to him just there as well, which is cool. Heading out to the middle of the road here. Going into the capture objective of Alpha. Going to be looking over towards the enemy spawn to make sure nobody's coming in for the flank. Getting those shock mines up for the vehicle. Those sonic mines. Goes in for a kill and unfortunately gets taken down from behind. So unfortunately he's back to the respawn screen. He's got no teammates to spawn off of because unfortunately his whole squad has fallen. So, Alpha back under control of ESF. Bravo is still under the control of GV. GV now trying to reclaim Charlie, which is ESF's back cap. And by looks of it, they do indeed have the claim. So it's still quite even. I mean, we're looking at quite even ticket form. Even when there was a triple cap, ESF has still managed to keep on there. Going in for the roof shots there. He's still on that roof. They've got to secure this roof overlooking Bravo. If they don't secure it, that rooftop it's got so many angles looking into pretty much all the alleyways going around this objective here, which can be quite nasty. So GV is definitely going to be utilizing that and making sure ESF cannot claim it for their own. Going in for a very slow revive there, and that's because he's an engineer class. I mean, Shaka does what he needs to do. Gets his teammate straight back into the game. Oh, he's seen the enemy IFE. Does get a confirmed hit. Now, it was frontal armor, so it will not deal that much damage. And unfortunately, he does get taken down by Jan as Jan storms the building and removes him from the objective. Okay, so I'm actually going to hop over to Jan now because he's actually following his IFE into combat, which is taking hits from sonic mines. Now he's able to get himself back into that objective there, gets himself one kill.
I don't like the look of this.
Now he is a support player, so he's not going to be directly in charge of keeping that tank up and running by repairing it. There'll be another teammate of his doing that, which we did see a minute ago. I don't think you guys seen it, but he did get his torch out and hit the tank to make sure it's nice and ready for any fight that it finds itself into. By the way, where is the ESF IFE? I have not seen it a single time. Where is that tank? Now, I have a really strong inkling that GV has got a dedicated anti-tank unit out there, which is keeping ESF's tank busy. Because we've seen GV's tank going back and forth between Charlie and Bravo, and pretty damn uncontested. I mean, we've seen a few RPG rounds going back and forth between them, but it's not going to do anything, especially if it hits front armor, and two, you've got an engineer on the back of that tank constantly keeping it up and running. But again, I have not seen the ESF tank. There's the FS Jeep, which gets taken down. Lovely shots there coming in from Jan, getting himself a beautiful double kill. Looking down the road, again, there's nothing there. So, GV doing a great job in keeping that enemy IFE out of the battle space, as the GV1 can just, chill and go around Charlie and Bravo, keeping this double cap going, which is then bleeding out the tickets from ESF, which is a nice tactic to have, especially for Cairo. Looks like he does cross over towards the back of Bravo there, past the rooftop building, and he does get taken down there by Valtnaz, who was actually sitting in the opposition building, bottom floor in the shop, and he does kill him off there. It looks like his whole squad is down, so he's sent back to the spawn menu, and he's going to have to come back in from Bravo. So let's hop over now to Lucky, who's in the same spot now. He's going to go for the spawn in. Bravo is currently being contested, so ESF is on the Bravo objective. So we're going to see some action in just a few moments now. So coming out of the shop here to the right, going to be looking over now towards the back of the building where the rooftop is. He's going to be going in for the frag grenade. He's got to be careful. He doesn't hurt himself there with his own frag. Goes for the tugs to see if he can spot anyone with that as a motion sensor. Looks like there's no actual red confirmation, so he's just gonna breeze through and look for ESF incoming off of the Alpha objective. Now, other teammates from GV are actually going for Alpha, so we might actually see a triple cap in a moment, and we might actually see the ESF IFV, who is probably getting held in spawn. Let's have a look here. Right, okay, so looking over towards the Alpha objective now. Listen, we've got some gunfire coming in. Lucky is able to get the kill against Dez there, which is on his own. So Dez had no backup there. Looking over towards the road of Alpha. Goes for the tugs again to see if he's got any... There's the enemy IFV. He's going to be looking to pull himself out, but unfortunately does fall to Billian. So Billian is the IFV driver for ESF, which is indeed, by the looks of it, having a real hard time on the Alpha objective, trying to reclaim his home point and keeping it defended, but also trying to stay away from any anti-tankers from GV. So now jumping over towards Jan, who's actually in defense of Bravo, does take down one. He's got his teammate with him here. He's going to be looking to this left side. He's taking incoming fire from the staircase, right next to what would be the Bravo objective in a standard match. Go for the back roam now. Nope. Decides to spin around. Now, there must have been a call out. Oh, does the 360 again. And looks like his teammate has unfortunately fallen in the middle of the road. They went for the smoke. He was probably going to push for a revive, but his squad mate decided to bleed out. And unfortunately, they just got pinched. He got pinched from the left. He got pinched from the front next to the bus. And he will go down there. Bravo objective. Still GV control for now. However, ESF is pushing hard. Now, I would say jump to Shaka, but as soon as I said that, he unfortunately did just go down. He's got back up again once again. And he's going to be crossing over to the bus there. He's taking incoming fire from GV. GV doing a real good job here of holding on to that Bravo point, which is what we want to see. It's currently 300 tickets again versus 127, but at the opposite side. So GV here running the lead at present. And going back over towards Jan and Lucky. So we'll jump over to Lucky because Jan just went down. So they're hard pushing to Charlie right now. They're going for that back cap. It looks like Lucky did fall and Jan is trying to scope it out right now because he knows there's a member of ESF in the rear here. He's trying to look for him. Now, if I was ESF at this point and I was a solo man in my squad, I'd definitely just go for anchor. Myself, I'm an anchor player when it comes to Battlefield. So if I find I lose my squad, instantly without a thought, I'm looking for the nearest cover and getting the squad back in. If I can't revive them safely, or if I feel like there's just too much going on in front of me, I will pull back and I will make sure my squad gets into the game. And an anchorman player for any squad is necessary. It's necessary. If you don't have that, then your squad, you're just gonna get wiped, right? And you're gonna get sent back to an objective. It's always nice to have that anchor man there because you can also like wait around the corner and just listen to the enemies walk past, and they might not know you're there, so you can get the back shots on them then. Haha, funny joke. Don't do it. Don't clip it, guys. Don't clip it. Right, so Lucky looking over towards Alpha. Taking fire at the moment here. Going to be going in for a few shots. He is taking incoming rounds and does get the kill. Well played. That's Snoop bag going down. Unfortunate there for Mr. Snoop. Because they got a assist on Shaka as well. So maybe some crossfire going in. Going to be looking over now towards what would be Bravo in the main game. It looks like you can hear some movement perhaps from main road. Again, the ESF tank hasn't really shown its face much. We've seen it briefly once. And it was gone. So unfortunately, that's going to be round one. And round one is going to GV. Well played to them. Lucky up the top of the leaderboard there with that 13 and 8. 0 captures though. So roaming around, picking those kills, getting those squad kills, just being overall assistant in the fight. The GV tank pretty much uncontested the whole entire round. It was going back and forth between Bravo, Charlie, and was able to control the objective. So GV coming in absolutely storming that map so far. Well played to them. It's going to be hard. It's it's almost 300 points in the lead, so it's going to be the same as Mirak Valley, where ESF had that 300-point lead. It's going to be super hard, and we're probably going to see map 3 today, which is what I wanted to see. We want to see Liberation Peak. So, well played to both teams. We're going to be jumping into round 2 in just a second. GV currently in the lead, a very strong lead indeed. Hope you guys are having fun with this. I do apologize if there are some like delays in getting gunplay and me casting and whatnot. I am looking at feeds, but I don't know how far behind or how far in front they are. I'm going to try and sort that out like right now before we start with round 2. So just bear with me, guys. I will be right back, and I will be back with you, and we'll get some casting, hopefully with a more up-to-date system for myself. So be right back. 2 seconds. Can I open multi-VLC?
Yeah, but they're so inconsistent that I don't think we can sync them up no matter how hard we try.
So how far behind am I at the moment? Because they're now rolling into round 2. However, I can see your feed, and it's way ahead of mine.
Our Twitch stream is 60-second delayed. That's
okay. So right. Okay.
You're seeing what's live, and then we're streaming it delayed to Twitch.
Right. Okay. So I should be fine. I can't look at Snoop. I can't look at Snoop because he's way behind. So I'm just gonna. I look at it from time to time just to pick up some information from team movements, but that's about it really. Okay, I'm good. We're good to go. See, I'm at 19 on the dot. 18. Okay, so, right, sorry about that, guys. We're back into round 2. We're just trying to sort out the delay between streams and from myself. It should be a bit better for you guys, so I should be able to keep up with the action a bit more without it looking a little bit different on Twitch, but we will try and get this sorted out as time goes on. It is hard, you know, we are POB casting after all, so we're taking feeds from players, which can also have their own delay. So it's just one of those things until spectator mode is in the game, and we can have just a feed on feed thing going on. Then there we go. We're going to jump to Lucky, which just had a revolver fight with Ebbs and lost. It was pretty crazy looking, to be honest with you. But are we live on this? So we're going to see a restart, maybe?
Yeah, I think one of them dropped.
Okay. So one of them dropped. So we're going to be waiting for them to get back in. They are calling ready. So I assume we're going to see a restart in just a second, and they're going to be going straight into the fight. So we got a few more seconds to go before this starts off. Which is why we've seen a revolver fight between Lucky and a member of ESF. That would be why. Okay, so I'm looking at Lucky at the moment, who's actually just engaged with Snoot. And just checking if this is live. He just finds someone who's a recon, and he still dies to him. He took the full damage, unfortunately, which took him down by like 80 HP, which unfortunately just means he just gets taken out of the game instantly. It is a restart because you can see there's a few members of their squad actually waiting at spawn, so we're just going to wait for them to go for a full ready up. So in that regards, let's have a look at chat, see if anybody has any inkling to my question earlier. We the Third, that is a name I haven't seen in a while. Spectator mode soon. TM. Soon TM. So while we wait for the game to start, I'm going to say hello to a few of you guys just to say hello. How have you been? I did see Subs at the top there. How you doing, mate? It's been a hot minute. It's been a while. Brett, nice to see you. Devfly, nice to see you, mate. I heard you are joining the team soon, so welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. Be good to have you. Venom Chuck, how you doing today? Pog, or Pong, not Pog, Pong. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Twee, this will get better with spectator mode. It will indeed. Yes, it will indeed. Not only will I, for example, if I'm doing the cast as spectator, I'll have direct control, so I'll be able to cast as I'm looking around, as I'm going into first person feeds, all that sort of stuff, which is really nice. There'll be no delay because it'll be from like my system. So I'll be in with it basically at that point. Same goes for any of the other casters, you know, through ESB. It is a totally different system. And I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while since I've actually used the free fly cam first person mode, that sort of thing with Battlefield. It's been a hot minute, and it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to see. I'm just keeping an eye on the feeds of the players to see if they're ready. They're still darting around waiting for their teammate to join. So as this is still going on, I'm going to keep yapping to you guys to keep you guys engaged and keep you guys ask those questions. If you want to see spectator mode, what game modes do you want to see? Do you want to see what you're looking at now, which is T12 Conquest? Do you want to see squad obliteration? Do you want to see squad conquest from like Battlefield 5 where it was 8 versus 8? Do you want to see like an infantry based one where it's maybe 6v6? Yeah, let us know in the chat. Let us know what you want to see and just give us ideas. Because there is a lot of things going on with Battlefield 6 within Portal. There's a lot of things going on with it, like the competitive as well. We want to know what you guys like as well. Because there are a lot of game modes out there and more getting developed every day through the Portal system. So we want to try and find like a nice medium where you guys enjoy and we can just improve upon, really. So definitely let us know. They're still calling ready, so I'm still just yapping to you guys. It will be the longest month ever waiting for spectator mode. Take the longest few years waiting for spectator mode. So that was a satire joke. I apologize. So if you guys don't actually know, like if you guys just joined, you don't know who I am. I'm like an MB. I've been a caster for Battlefield for quite a long time. I first hailed from Battlefield 5. So I started actually as a competitive player. I didn't retire straight away. I actually went into casting while I was playing for SRG. You know who SRG is. We're kind of like retired now, but we were quite up there for the European teams. But yeah, we were all getting on, age and all that sort of stuff, right? I did some casting for Battlefield 4. I've done some casting for Battlefield 1, and now I'm going to be doing casting for Battlefield 5. The reason why I'm hurrying up now, because they're starting their game, and we're going to be jumping in. They've called ready. We're going to get into the action, and we're going to jump in with Lucky and Jan, who are jumping onto the Jeep and going into the combat. So they're going to be going down the right-hand side road from their HQ, and they're going to be entering into the Bravo objective. This is real risky. Now, the reason I say it's risky... Okay, never mind. They're looking straight over towards the back objective, which is Charlie. Now, I was going to say it's risky, because if the IFV gets off the ground fast enough, it could have targeting on that Jeep as it crossed over the road there. However, they looked, it was clear. So, the ESF IFV is lagging behind a little bit there, but you might see him any moment now. Okay. We're going to jump over to Shaka, who just got himself a beautiful kill, taking down one on Bravo objective. Now, all 3 objectives are currently getting claimed there, and as soon as I said about that, the tank coming in from GV finishes him off with the splash damage from the auto cannon. So he's going to be trying to go in for the combat spawn. However, his quad mates are taking fire, and they both unfortunately get dropped. Now, the ESF IFV is on the other side of the objective of Bravo. He's able to get the hot spawn on the IFV, which is one of the main functions of that tank. Not only is it a strong tank by itself, it acts as a spawn point for other teammates, and it's also very powerful. It's that versus the MBT. I'd rather take an IFV because it's good. It's great at like anti-infantry. It can do anti-armor, not to like say it's bad anti-armor, but it's not the best, and as we know, but it's still good. And it's a very happy medium, especially on Cairo, where you've got those nice, corridors. You can get the splash damage around the corners against people if they're in cover. That's what that cannon's used for. Jumping over to Shaka, he did open fire there with a RPG. Unfortunately, gets shut down instantly by the GV IFV. It's totally on the ball at the moment. We're going to actually jump over to GV right now. They're both in spawn screen. Jan and Lucky are both waiting to spawn off of Bravo, which, to be honest, is still under GV control. We're actually going to jump to Lucky because he's on Alpha. He might have spotted some enemies moving in. He's going to be utilising that drone to look. He has spotted somebody who... I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like he took a mine to the face or something. I'm not entirely sure. It's just a massive explosion and he drops dead. So fair enough to him. He has spotted somebody else going into the back here, over towards the spawn point. He's going to be looking for him, but there's 3 of them, including the anti-tanker. His IFV's already pulled out back to spawn, which is a good call. ESF has got a anti-tank squad inside of GV's area, so we want to see Lucky here clean up. If Lucky's squad can clean up, that GV tank can just go free. But that is a very valid tactic. If you keep that tank out of the battle space, you are keeping probably the most powerful weapon away from any objective. And it will just allow not only the opposition tanks to just go in and just take everything freely, but it really puts a strain on the infantry as well. Like taking the rounds, the splash damage, the having to go against this tank with your anti-armor as well. It takes away from any anti-infantry fights, and it can prove a real nasty weapon, especially in Cairo as well, where there are a lot of hidey holes and round corners and behind cars and in ditches. There are a lot of places infantry can hide to ambush a tank, and we like to see those. We like to see the rattoning, as I like to call it. Now, fortunately for Luckier there, he just ran straight into Shaka, and Shaka shut him down with the squad mate who's going in for a spawn, possibly waiting for the GB tank, which was actually following behind Lucky just then. So we'll see what happens. We can actually jump over to Shaka right now, who just got that kill on Lucky and is now moving out towards, it looks like a vehicle repair point just there. Going to be looking over now towards the top rise. He has spotted somebody in there from GB. Going in for the shots, goes in for the frag grenades. He's got a squad mate with him who's an engineer, pulling up. He's got up to the top there, and unfortunately goes down. This is a hard head glitch to get somebody off. You need some sort of explosion. Unfortunately, he uses frag grenade already, and unfortunately he does go down there. Robbins with the DRS, with a beautiful headshot, takes down both those squad mates and removes them from the game. So now we're going to jump over towards Jan, who literally just got revived. Now, he is an engineer as well. He's actually back on the Charlie objective. He's going to reload that RPG. There's probably an IFE here. There is. There is a vehicle, and it's sat on the objective. And he's going to be going in for the rear armor, and he does. He gets side armor, which was good enough for his teammate to come with the finish. That was frantic with the RPG. Takes down the tank from ESF. Well played to him. That's the tank removed. For the moment. It will come back and be spawned in, but this is going to be a breathing room for GV. I'm not entirely sure what just happened there to Jan. I think he just got shot in the foot as he went prone, and unfortunately just gets dropped. However, teammates with him, going to go for the revive, and as soon as I say that, he does get taken out as well. So the C objective is going back under the control as EFS, who are currently holding 2 objectives, and we are going to be seeing a Shaka with another squad change. And again, this squad change is so he can act as anchorman for the squad he switched into. As you can see, he's now swapped back and allowed his teammates now to utilize this as a capture point for Charlie or for Alpha. And he's jumping to another squad. No, he's not, because it was full. Okay, so he's pulled out now. His teammates are all with him. They're going for the objective. He goes with the RPG there. He does get the assist, but doesn't get the kill. Gets the frag grenade off. Here comes the tank from GV, and he's got the frontal armor, not the rear armor. He's going to do 25 damage. That's standard for the front. He's going to try and go for the side armor if he can. His half health is getting pushed, and he does get killed off there by Zaba. Well played there. Zaba going in for the push stop the anti-tank from getting the kill. Jumping now over to Lucky and Jan. We're going to go with Jan, because Jan has just got himself to a fight, and unfortunately goes down to Cardo. Okay, as soon as I say that, we're going over to Lucky. Lucky utilizing the drones. Looks like there's some C4 on the road here. Now that C4 is just going to be waiting patiently. This is Lucky's C4. He's been naughty. Oh god, are we going to see a thing? Are we going to see a thing? He didn't go for it. He didn't go for it. He just waited. He waited for them to pass by. Gets the kill from behind, and the tank comes in, absolutely blasts the other 2 members there from ESF squad, and just takes them out of the game. I'm sorry that C4 didn't get detonated when that vehicle came across. Maybe it was just too soon. It was just too much, too early of a call out. He couldn't get the kill there. But you can see Lucky here is on anti-tank duties. He's using his drone to scope it out, because he's got that infrared. He's going to be able to see it as clear as day. Any vehicle and any enemy squad mate to be certain there. There is nothing there. There is no movement. So I will say we jump back over to Shaka, who is actually over towards that Charlie objective. Okay, so grenades going off there, lots of explosions. He's going in for the kill there. He does get hold of one. His squad mate is with him. However, he is injured. He's also taken fire, so that's going to actually delay his regen of his health. He's going to be able to get a few shots in here. He's going to be able to get the kill. He's looking in the sky. He's looking around. He's not impressed with his shots, I can tell. He's definitely looking. He's looking down on the floor. He's like, I'm done. He's reporting himself. Yeah. He caught in 4K, Shaka, mate. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. We got a triple cap coming in as well from GV. We're going to jump back over now with Jan, who's actually going to spawn in just a second. His squad mate, Lucky, unfortunately, just went down. They're going to be crossing over now into Bravo objective. 2 out of 3 objectives here for GV. And they're going to be looking to close this game off, which means we will be going into the tiebreaker today, by the way, guys. We're going to be going over to Liberation Peak very shortly. So I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Move to that location.
Okay, still with Jan. Making his way towards Charlie. Ooh. Utilising the cover of the red car, even though it's been squashed. Having a look. This is a very, very risky push. I hate taking this push here on the main game itself. Finds one in the alleyway, slides out, takes him out. Lovely kill. Looking over towards the back alleys now. Oh, and he finds one and gets killed off by none only than Shaka. So now, we jump to Shaka. Let's see what Shaka's up to. Shaka taking incoming fire there from the gardens. Going to be utilising the car window there to check that the enemy's there. He's actually taking fire from behind. His teammate just went down. Gets that kill. Oh, funny enough, we're actually a little bit behind on Shaka. Because he just killed Jan, which we've just seen in the other POV. Now, I don't know if that's just me, but there we go. He did actually get killed off by a backup squad mate for Jan. So, hopping back over towards Jan now, who's actually engaged right off the end of Bravo, going upstairs now. Finds one crossing over, and unfortunately does not look left to Snoopbag, who comes up the stairs and takes him down. So he's down to the respawn screen. Jumping now to Lucky, who is going to be Jan's squad mate, going to be coming in from the back here. Oh, yeah, he's not going to probably push any further because of the IFV on the objective. However, he's going to try and pick off any infantry, and unfortunately gets killed from behind. Subatomic coming in from behind there and taking him down. GV are dropping like flies a little bit here. They have got a sizable lead. Bravo's still under their control despite ESF being all over that objective. Just absolutely all over it, but still not enough to take this game. So, back to Lucky, who is making his way off of Alpha. Now, he is watching. He's probably looking to see if Subatomic is coming up this way, so he just died to him. Oh, he's found him, and he's killed off Subatomic. Well played to Lucky. He's kind of clocked where he was, and he's voted for the respawn back at the objective he thinks Subatomic was pushing for. And Subatomic probably could have thought of this and maybe reacted a bit sooner, thinking he might respawn here, he might come for me, but then I need to go for this push, I need to get this back cap. So I kind of understand the push, but at the same time he was running out in the open a little bit there, so unfortunately did get taken down, which is very unfortunate for Subatomic. But big shots coming in there from Cordo, kills off Lucky, kills off his squad mate, and looks like he's going to be pushing even further and going for his teammate. He does go down, so we might see a revive. No, he goes for the respawn, and now we'll jump over to Jan here, who's on the opposite building here, going for the shots. Goes up for the RPG, he's going to get the kill. He gets a suppression, but no kill. No damage either. Finds one jump in the wall. Doesn't get the kill. He switched his weapon way too soon. I think he had like 2 bullets left. He could have secured the kill. I believe he swapped to the revolver because he heard someone behind him, and he wanted to just swing and try and get that kill as well, which is very unfortunate there, but it is what it is. Jumping back to Lucky, who's back where he just died. So he's back in the same spot. He's taking incoming fire there. He's going to pull himself out. His teammates are very much injured, and he's going to unfortunately go down there to Subatomic, who just came from the rear. However, he's got a squad mate. Squad mate's a medic. Goes in for the paddles. Gets the revive. Uses those defibs. Looks like the GV IFV is on top of Bravo as well, which is brilliant. We'd love to see it. This game is going to carry on for as long as ESF holds 2 objectives, and that Charlie objective is still neutralized. So we are still waiting for the game to end, but it's not going to end for a sizable minute, so don't think this game is going anywhere, guys, because it's not. We've seen the IFVs going head-to-head. This is what we want to see. We want to see these vehicles smash each other to bits. It looks like the ESF IFV has actually pulled out straight away. It took quite a sizable hit there from a few RPGs, so GV are definitely on top of it with the anti-tank, and we've seen it all the way through, actually. All the way through Cairo. They've kept the ESF IFV pretty much out of the game for a majority, and that's always nice to see. So jumping now over to Shaka, who is currently on top of the Charlie objective, and he's looking for members of GV coming in, and he does take down one. He's going to be moving towards the back now, heading towards Bravo. Going to be seeing if there's anyone else coming in from any of the rat points around the sides. Going to be looking. His teammate unfortunately did just go down straight away in front of him. He's going to go for the rocket against the IFV of GV. Gets the 25 hit again. So going in for that side / front armor. Not quite getting the weak spot, unfortunately. Lovely movement coming in there. And that's going to put Shaka in a bit of a sticky situation. He's got to get that reload off. Now, he is injured. He is going to get the heal off, but he gets slid on and he gets taken down by no other than Jan. Well played to Jan. Beautiful kill. And by the looks of it, if I go to Jan's feed now, Jan is actually dead, so he got killed from somewhere else. So there you go. Jumping now over to Lucky, who is trying to get spawn off maybe on the tank, on the IFE, which is currently under fire at the moment, but he's still able to spawn off of it because it is a tank after all. It could be literally almost dead. You can still spawn on it. He is getting a few shots in here. He's going to be trying to get this kill. Looks like some shots from the IFE also went through. No confirmed kill, though, so he's going to be pushing the wall. He's going to be trying to jump the wall. He finds him in the corner. He gets the kill. Kills off Dez. Takes him out. Okay, moving now towards the Charlie objective. Lucky, still alive, still kicking. He's got squad mates with him. He's got Jan, Sombre somewhere nearby. And they're going to be looking to get this kill here. Gets one, gets two, takes down both of them. And is going to be pushed into the objective to secure it. However, gets killed off by Valnaz, who is just chilling in the shop. That DRS, just waiting patiently. And there we go. So, Cairo. GG's to both teams. We're going into map 3. Cairo is going to be the victory of... excuse me. The victory of GV. Sorry, not the victory GV. That map was the victory GV. However, ESF actually won that round. No, I'm absolutely confused. GV won. ESF won map 1. There we go. We're going into Liberation Peak for the tiebreaker today. Now, I want you guys to tell me who do you think is going to win. We've got ourselves the air again. Liberation Peak is notoriously open. It is a very open map indeed. So, more open than Mirak Valley. It's going to be a very, very, very difficult game, I hope, for both teams. However, if we go off anything from game 1, ESF has a good pilot. A very, very, very good pilot. And they was able to control Mirak Valley. So I want to see some even Stevens when it comes to both the helicopter pilots and jets. I want to see no air superiority from both teams. I don't want to see the infantry just slug it out on the ground. But I may be wrong. Tell me, guys, what you think. We're going to be jumping into map 2 and map 3, sorry, in just a second, which is going to be Liberation Peak for ESB T12 Small Conquest. Thank you guys for joining us today for technically one of the first official streams here on ESB for Battlefield 6. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I hope you stick around and stay for more streams coming up. And with the impending release of Spectator mode as well, hopefully we'll get some Spectator streams in. So, yeah, bear that in mind. We will be right back when they load into the next map. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back, guys. We are back for map number 3, Liberation Peak. Sorry for the short delay. We're sorting some stuff out here for not only my feed, but the players are sorting out the map of Liberation Peak as well for this tiebreaker of GV versus ESF. Good news. I believe I'm in way more sync than I was in the past 2 games, so we should be able to see the action on the fly and hopefully with like 0 delay. So I'll be able to cast it more effectively, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So, without further ado, the guys are loading in. They're going to be going live straight away. It is dark here, by the way, if you haven't noticed. It was light, literally like half an hour ago. It's crazy how dark it gets in the UK. But here we go. They're going to be spawning in on live. We are jumping in. We are going to probably jump in with ESF to start with. So, we will head over to Shaka. And they are calling live. He's going with an engineer class as well. So, he's going to be setting his engineer up. He's going to be ready to rock and roll. Are we going to see any heli? Ooh. No, he's going to be spawning vehicle. So, I'm sorry to say this, but we're going to jump to GV. We're going to jump over to Lucky because he just ejected himself from the attack heli and he's jumping straight into the combat via parachute. So straight into the fight here. He's got his gun at the ready. He's going to be looking around, going for the capture onto Charlie objective and making sure the top of the hill is under his control. So he's got teammates with him. I don't see any movement coming in from the opposition just yet, but here comes ESF. They're actually coming in from the rear. So we're going to see some kills coming in. Are we going to see him? We are going to see Shaka pick up a kill. And as soon as I say that, they've actually just force restarted. So my casting was brilliant. Right. So we got to laugh at it. We're going for a reset. So I'm going to reset my cast. And we're going to get into the fight. They are calling red. No, they're calling not live still. Hold on. You can see... from my feed, you might not be able to see it. No, you can see it. Subatomic's calling not live at the top left. That's where we notice if they are ready or not. Let's see when they are ready. Okay. I was looking at the chat while we wait. I was looking at chat and seeing what you guys were saying when it comes to who do you think is going to be winning. Now, I have noticed you guys saying ESF with total air control. I want to see GV kind of dispute that in this round, because if they don't, ESF will walk through. They showed it on Mirak Valley. They walked straight through Mirak Valley with ease. That helicopter. It was just farming left, right, and center. It was stopping the enemy from just doing anything. Like GV couldn't really move, and then GV showed that they have nice ground control when it comes to Cairo. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams fare, especially when they got such a strong pilot for ESF and they got strong ground from GV. They are calling ready, and I am watching. I am watching slowly. They're all calling ready. Okay, we're in. So let's jump into the game. They're restarting map. They're live on spawn. Let's see who comes out on top today between GV and ESF here for the T12 Conquest. We're on Liberation Peak. It's going to get good. Okay, so I'm going to say Lucky again because he did a combat drop from the helicopter. Now, I want to see if he does it again. He may have already showed his hand to ESF. It'll be interesting to see if he doesn't decide to go for that this time. Let's have a look. Okay. Yep. Spawn in the heli. Switches squads. He's going to combat drop, and he's going to let his squad mate spawn on him. I just know it. There it is. Combat drop. Parachutes out. Going around the corner. Looks like we're going to see the enemy team member from ESF coming in for the combat drop as well. Gets behind the cliff, and he's going to be out of the way there. His teammate's going to be able to spawn in. Now it's going to be a... it's actually going to be a one-on-one scenario unless ESF gets multi-spawned, which there's no contention at the minute. Looks like the Charlie objective is going to their control. As soon as I said that, Dez comes in, gets the kill, cleans up, and by the looks of it, he does go for the bleed out. So that objective, as quick as it started to go to GV, may now start falling to ESF, especially now, by the looks of it, the tank is rolling out onto them as well. So let's hop over now to Jan, who has actually just hit the enemy helicopter with a rocket launcher, coming in with that lovely, I'd call it a handheld tow because it literally is. He just shot down the enemy helicopter. That's EFS air control out the sky. That's good for GV because we've seen in Mirak Valley, ESF is crazy with the helicopter. Now with it gone, GV is just going to be able to just get in and go for those kills, take those objectives, and push forward. Looks like Jan is still making his way up the hill towards his objective. He is looking over to the left side. He has spotted something, I believe the vehicle. Spotted a tank, perhaps. He did go in with the rocket just then. He did get some damage against the vehicle. He finds one. He misses his shots. Goes down to... is that Number Torture Pounder? Fair enough. Brilliant name. Heading now up to... Let's have a look at ESF's feed, shall we? Let's go down and have a look at him. So he's currently got a rocket launcher as well. He's actually taking shots at the GV tank. Unfortunately, Sombra does just finish him off instantly, so he's just gone straight back to the spawn screen. GG's to himself. Let's jump back over to GV. Let's go to see Jan, who's actually moving down into the Bravo objective, into the village here on Liberation Peak. He's going to be looking to go down from the right side here up towards the cliffs. He might cross over and go up. He is crossing over and going up, so he's heading up now towards what would be Charlie, and he's going to be seeing if he can get any back kills on the enemy. He's starting to take fire, though, from the other objective, so he's got to be careful, and unfortunately got called out. He will get shut down there and then, and he's got no one around him. He's going to go straight back to the spawn screen, and he's going to be looking to try another push. We're now going to be hopping over towards Shaka, who is actually holding on the cliffs at the moment with his teammates going for rocket shots at the enemy MPT, enemy main battle tank, which is currently holding down next to the alpha objective called GV. Now remember that helicopter got shot down earlier, so it's got real no control at the moment, allowing GV to have more air superiority. Now, that's not going to last very long. It's EFS helicopter is going to get back up again and hopefully start wreaking havoc. And you can see the GV jet is just flying past there as well. So, air control for GV at present. But like I said, it might not last for long. Shaka, still taking shots, got his teammate with him, just holding the high ground really on top of Charlie. Got the rockets out just to make sure they go for the aircraft, go for the tanks, you know, just being a anti-tank, anti-air squad as much as possible. Just spot the tank there, he's going to go in for the rocket against the main battle tank from GV, gets the hit on the front armor, so 25 damage, not much damage to the tank at all. Goes in for another one, and because it's like a handheld tow, you don't need to have actual visual lock. You can actually just manually control it, so you can actually take cover, and if you're a very good player with that rocket, you can actually just guide the missile directly into the tank whilst being in safety. And we've just seen that. We've just seen that happen with Chaka. Going to be getting the landmines out. He threw it literally in the the little way there for the infantry, but I believe that's just a panic throw. He went to throw it out into the road to try and stop the tank, but he took some rounds, so he decided to back off, which then caused it to go into the alley there. So, taking some shots at the cliffside. We've got some GV players that are going to push up as well. I kind of want to keep with this player for now, because he is actively in combat. I have got my eyes on the other two, which are in sync, and if we jump to Lucky, he is moving up right now into the same objective, and he's going to be looking to get some shots, and he's going to be able to get a kill. He's waiting for a moment. He's going to get the shots in. There you go. He gets him. He managed to get the kill now. He has spotted the other member from ESF above him there. He's going to pull himself back, and he does find another crossing over. His teammate unfortunately did just go down. He is going to be looking again for that member of ESF on top of that cliff there. That is a problem place to be in, because not only is he holding anchor for members like Shaka to respawn, it is just it's a problem. You know, the guys up there have got more view than Lucky has, and we just seen it there. He just got shut down. However, all three of his squad mates are with him. They're all with him. They're all down the hill there, waiting at Charlie. So he's going to spawn in a minute. He's probably going to go Bravo, maybe? No, he's been told to go back onto his teammates. What I thought he was going to be doing is going to Bravo, and he's going to try and wrap around and go for the back flank. However, instead he spawned on his teammates. They're going to go for a joint push. He's looking up to that cliff because he knows there's a player normally camping up there. Shaka's still up on that cliff as well. Comes in, slots one of his teammates, kills him off. He's going to be looking to push left to get into cover, and there he is. Shaka coming in, utilizing that lovely LMG, gets himself another kill, but unfortunately does get shut down by a member of Lucky's squad. So GV now trying to take control of that objective. However, the ESF helicopter is up, and it just cleaned out just as quick as that. I just seen it going overhead there and taking down Jan. So we're jumping back to Shaka. We're going to go and have a look at Shaka again. He's back into the game. He's got his LMG at the ready. He's back on the cliff. He's looking past Charlie, going down into the Alpha objective. Got the rocket launcher at the ready for any vehicles. That ESF helicopter is up in the sky, and it's just in control. So ESF doing an amazing job here on the first round of Liberation Peak. They're just controlling DCB. They're leaving A alone at the moment. They're going to try and push towards it just so they can get more ticket bleed, but they don't need to. I mean, having 3 out of 1 objectives is going to naturally bleed those tickets away very quickly. Getting the kills as well and bleeding out also gets those tickets in, and just keeps the game flow going towards their side, which is always nice to see. So ESF main battle tanks moving past now, heading towards the Alpha objective. Like I said, Bravo objective is currently under siege, which is down into the village. That is going to be on GB's side, so GB is going for that push. Now, here comes a rocket, it goes straight for the helicopter. He's going to be able to get the kill though, that is the question. It's now leaving it spawn. He's trying to aim for it. He's not going to quite get it there. He might go for a round 2 though. Looks like the ESF jet just came in for a spray. Didn't quite get the kill, but put the pressure on regardless. Just seen a Stinger missile just go off there, heading straight for the jet as well. Doesn't get the connection by the looks of things. And again, we're seeing just massive amounts of spray coming from both of the pilot of the helicopter there for GB and the jet from ESF. Again, still trying to hunt that helicopter down, keep it away from the sky. Just allows ESF to just farm away with that helicopter, you know, uncontested. The gunner can just take out any infantry going for any of the other objectives and just go for it. Now, Shaka, unfortunately, is in a bit of a sticky situation. He's taking fire. They know he's there. He's just prone at the moment, and he puts himself at a bit of a risk. It just means GV have called his position. They know where he's coming from. So if they're not, like, too busy with other players, they're just going to take him down. But he seems to be relatively uncontested, which is crazy since he just took some fire. But then GB might have other problems, like, for example, the Alpha objective, which is their home point, which is unfortunately gone. So we're going to leave Shaka here for a minute. We're going to be jumping over with Jan, who has got his RPG out as well. He's got his tow missile on turn. And he's going to be looking over towards the one of the back caps, the Delta objective for ESF. Now, there was a member of ESF in the tower there, in the lookout tower, looking down at him. So he's going to be trying to go for this push. He's going to take fire. He pulls out the revolver. He gets a headshot, but it's 75 damage, not enough to kill with that gun. And unfortunately, he does go down, and he is removed from the battlefield there. So jumping up to Lucky now, who is in the same area, is currently hiding behind the container. Unfortunately, gets absolutely decimated by the main battle tank from ESF. Gets taken down as well. So, that being said, we're going to stay on Lucky because we've noticed there are 2 members of his current squad in on the objective of Bravo. Of Charlie, sorry, not Bravo. Charlie. And Jan is currently opening fire against the main battle tank of ESF. So they've both got their rockets out and they're ready to go and they're ready to pump those shots in. However, we've got movement here from GV. And ESF, unfortunately, coming in and coming over the top, taking him down. His squad mates are with him. Goes down as well. That's both Lucky and Jan out of the game. That objective's going straight back to ESF control. One thing I haven't seen is the EFS helicopter. That is a mouthful, by the way. I'm trying to say ESF as much as possible. But yeah, you can tell I'm getting a little bit mixed up. But I divulge. Okay, so we are still going to be looking over towards... I was going to say let's have a look at Shabby. Unfortunately, just went down. So let's have a look at Lucky and Jan. They're still fighting, like holding hands with each other, which is brilliant. We do like to see it. It looks... That is so unfortunate. If you guys didn't pick that up literally just then, Lucky went for the revive. Instead, he picked up his squad mate's class, and then he got hit with a rocket and just died instantly on the spot. He tried to go for the revive, and unfortunately just switched class instead, which it can happen. It is one of those moments, unfortunately. So jumping now to Jan, because he's going for a tactical spawn. He's actually switched squads, and he's going to be looking for a spawn up the front line. He is then going to switch back, so he can allow his current squad that he's with to now spawn onto him. And they're going to be going for the back cap on top of that Charlie objective. So let's see how this goes. There's the ESF helicopter, by the way, and he spotted it to the right, which is currently under fire as well. And there it is, the ESF helicopter coming in, swooping in, just deletes him from the game. And let's have a look from this feed. Oh, he just bled out there. I want to see if the helicopter picks up any more kills. Let's go to Lucky instead, who's got his eyes on the helicopter, and he's going to be looking to try and get that missile off and take him out. He's waiting patiently. Jan just respawned. Here it comes. Oh, he's waiting. He's holding very firm. He's making sure they can't see him. He's going to go for the shot. Come on, Lucky. Make the shot. Oh, he's hesitating. Okay, Jan is actually more in the face of the enemy helicopter of ESF. But Lucky's going for the shot. Is he going to get it? He just misses. The helicopter dives down at the right time, and that missile just misses. He's going to go for a secondary shot. Now ESF is locked where that's come from, and he's going to start taking fire. Lucky's almost down here. Is he going to go for the third shot? He's probably going to guarantee his death, so that helicopter's gotten clocked. And there we go. The ESF helicopter does take him down. So let's jump to Jan, who's currently on top of that Charlie objective, and is going to be looking to try and hold it. Nope. Helicopter deletes him. The ESF helicopter is a pain in GV's rear. And I called this out very early into Mirak. I just knew. I just really knew. Let's have a look over towards ESF's feed now. So we're going to go over to Mr. Shaka, who's currently respawning. So let's see what he's up to. Okay, so he's going off for the respawn. Okay, so he's going to be moving out the Alpha objective, heading towards Bravo, which is currently coming under fire from GV. GV, I mean, they're at a massive disadvantage. If you just look at that ticket score, 237 to 78. Yeah, I mean, there's one kill. He finds a second. Is he going to get third? He spotted movement. Ooh, he did lurk, but he cannot quite connect it. Lovely double kill coming in. He's got his squad mates with him. They're going to be looking to take hold of that Bravo objective and get the full cap here on Liberation Peak, which just now impacts even more ticket score, as we're looking at 327 to 48 and counting down. We can see the chat there. GV are not very happy, saying it's a really balanced map, but I mean, that helicopter is just tearing through. The ESF helicopter, like I said, I called out from the start of Mirak Valley. I could just see it was just farming up GV at that point. And Liberation Peak is an open map, and the helicopter it just roams free. You know what I mean? You need to take down that helicopter as quickly as possible. Else you get taken down. Okay, so Shaka, right at the end there, in the last objective, gets the claim. GG's to him. I mean, the helicopter. Gunner, 28 kills to 3 deaths. That is the helicopter for you. Absolute beast pilot, lovely gunner, and it just shows how much a good pilot could just change the way the battlefield works. Just done an amazing job, just fed their team into victory for that round, and they got a big victory indeed. I mean, we're looking at 300 plus tickets. It's going to be so hard for GV to pull this back. I really hope they do. Into this next round. However, the ESF helicopter is just super strong, and even with the missiles coming in from the infantry as well, it's not enough. It's not enough to take the helicopter out. If they kill it once, great. They get a few minutes of rest, if that. But then they've got to deal with the infantry. They've got to deal with the tank, and you know, what's their jet doing? What's their helicopter doing at the same time? You need their helicopter to be able to come in and mop up those kills on the infantry as well. If that helicopter cannot do that, maybe because it's been destroyed by the opposition's like air, or it's just unable to find those team members of ESF to take down. It's just going to be walking apart for ESF at this point. Let's see if GV can pull this back. They have got their work cut out for them. We're now going into map 3, round 2. So we're going to be looking at the final round tonight. And yeah, let's see how it goes, shall we? Gloria Victis versus team ESF. Get it right in the end. This is a proper tongue twister. Okay, they're calling not live at the moment, guys. So just bear that in mind. The game is not live at present. The top left of the chat, you won't be able to see it, but I can see it myself personally. Yeah, they're not live at the moment. So I will let you know as soon as they're live, and we'll get the games going. They're currently switching their loadouts. They're getting ready to go. They're getting ready to rock and roll. So we shall just keep an eye out and see when they're ready. So, if you haven't caught up with today's stream, first map, Mirak Valley, ESF took it by force, helicopter coming in, farming up the battlefield, getting the easy win there. Siege of Cairo was GV, there was no air involved, there was an IFE, tanks ruled the field, the infantry ruled the field, GV absolutely smashing it. So, going into now the final round here of map 3 Liberation Peak between GV and ESF, they've kicked it off, they're ready to go. Let's jump into the field and see who wins this fight. GV has got some pulling back to do. It's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a very hard one for them. ESF has major control. Major control at the moment. So let's have a look, shall we? Right. I think we should just go straight to Shaka straight away and see what he's up to here. Because that ESF helicopter is already tearing the field open. So let's see how ESF are reacting to this, seeing they've got such a free roam of the battlefield in the very opening start of this round. And they're just going to be able to swoop in and start taking these objectives one by one. They've already got the high ground of Charlie. They've got the home objective of Alpha. They're going to be flanking into Delta by the looks of things, which is going to be the back cap technically of GV here. And they are looking to just mark up any enemies around there. They're going to be looking for those vehicles. Looks like the tank just went down there. They're going to be looking for any air as well from GV. And I mean, this place for Shaka is actually a really good spot. It's very open and it's very risky, but it allows you to quickly react. If Charlie starts coming under fire, you go there. If the Jet of Bravo comes under fire, you go there as well. Unfortunately, though, he just got flanked around himself and unfortunately went down. His teammate also down as well. He's got one member left on Delta, but he's also got a member on Charlie. So he's going to come back into Charlie momentarily. Oh no, Alpha's been taken. So that means he's going to go opt in for the combat spawn on Alpha and try and help his squad mates here and his teammates here reclaim their home objective. Let's see if they're able to get it. The main battle tank's here. It's got its trophy system activated there for a second, so it's able to just deflect incoming fire and it won't do any damage. That only lasts a few seconds. It's got a little bit of a cooldown before it comes back up again. He's going to go in for the revive. What's taking incoming fire? The tank is there trying to help as well. I think they've got this. I don't think there's any problem at all. However, by doing so, they've backed up for Charlie, which now allows GV to start moving to that Charlie objective as well. So Charlie's coming under fire. Looks like Shaka's coming to one kill. Unfortunately, does go down to the second, which is going to be Lucky, who is utilising a rock there for a lovely head glitch. We're going to jump over to Lucky now because he is actually in the combat and he's getting straight and dirty, and he's going to be able to come in and get himself a cheeky kill as he pulls a headshot there. Goes in for the rocket launcher, gets a hit on the tank. Again, when you go for a tank shot, you can do it just to be a menace by going for the frontal armor. If you can get the rear armor, brilliant. But yeah, when you've got engineers stuck onto the back of a tank, you either need overwhelming firepower in the form of rockets and other vehicles, or try and get to the rear flank. Not only can you kill the engineers that are currently on the back of that vehicle, if you get a back hit on the tank, you'll decimate it. You can even disable it as well, so you can stop it from moving, which then leaves it out in the open, and you can just be picked off. So Lucky absolutely doing an amazing job trying to flank him. Does get killed, but unfortunately just goes down to Des. The call-outs between all the teams have been amazing. You can tell that they're trading kills. They're picking off each other. They're getting into the fight. If they lose a member, another member comes in and picks up the kill and maybe goes for the revive. So it's just whoever wins that fight in the end. and whose squad basically prevails. Now the vehicles are just tertiary to that, so they'll come in and then they'll start mopping up any of the backline. They'll start like assisting in the form of getting those objectives cleared. Like for example, Lucky's now in the cliff spot that DRS could be looking to get a few shots in, goes for the frag grenade. He knows someone's over there because he just took shots, and now that grenade's forced that enemy member out. However, he was already prone, so he wasn't able to get up and utilize that guy crossing over. Now this is very interesting. He utilized the repair crate for the vehicles as a form of cover, which is brilliant. I mean, you can see that it took a tank shell and it didn't kill him. So if it wasn't there, he'd be good as dead. So he picks up another kill, gives himself a beautiful kill just there as well. And looking down now towards the enemies, he's going to be utilizing this cliff a bit further. He finds another crossing over. He finds quite a lot. I've just seen a parachute get popped. Maybe the helicopter from GV just went down. Or we just seen a combat drop. I haven't seen the ESF helicopter actually for a hot minute. Maybe it's out the sky. As soon as I say that, Lucky opens fire on it. And he's going for the rocket shots against it. So the ESF helicopter is indeed up, but maybe a little bit pressurized at the moment from the helicopter from GV and maybe the jet from GV. So they've got free roam at the moment. You can see GV are showing what they've got in the form of ground control as they've got Delta Charlie Bravo. Literally, that ESF helicopter is doing all the heavy lifting for infantry gameplay. And it just shows how powerful a vehicle can be when it's utilized correctly. And you love to see it in Battlefield. That's what we like to see in Battlefield right now. And Lucky, again, coming in with another kill. I'm actually going to say, because he's got his tank with him, we're going to dart down to Jan, who is making his way now up towards Charlie from the back alley with his robot arm out. And he's going up to Charlie. Looks like Charlie might be under fire. You can see the GV helicopter up and the cliffs just there as well. Just slightly, you can see the icon of the helicopter there. So it's still up and it's still holding. Let's see if Jan gets into a fight. See if he sees any movement coming up this hill. He has got a squad mate to his left, so he's going to be calling out anything that he sees. And looks like there is a ping. He spots one. He gets one kill. So he takes down one. He's looking up to the top left there. And unfortunately, we just see Valtnez come up from the right flank. And he's just waiting there patiently. He gets the headshot. Kills Jan. So let's jump over to Lucky, because he's the only one alive on my feed. He gets himself a lovely kill there against JJ. And it's just going to be holding just outside of Alpha. So between Alpha and Bravo, down in the village area where there's a lot of cover. And he's just going to be looking for those enemies to pick off as they cross over to try and go and take Bravo, or even head up towards Charlie. And speaking of which, he just came in and got himself a beautiful kill just there out in the middle of the road. No smoke to cover him. Just an easy kill. Nice pickings there from GV's Lucky. So he's going to try and go for the climb up again. He finds yet another crossing over. Picks up another kill. Lucky farming up with that DRS. Now, Bravo is under siege. So he's making his way back now. He's going to be coming from the rear. He's going to be looking for those enemy members to see where they currently are. He spotted some gunfire from this broken building. Opening fire there. Gets 30 damage. A lot of the shots, unfortunately, went into the tree, which would have impacted the penetration of those shots, making the shots considerably weaker, if not nil. And he is going to be healing up slowly. Getting a few shots in. Takes down one. Well played to him. Let's have a look, see if he gets any more. Grenade comes in, and unfortunately, that grenade was beautiful. If he got the kill against Shaka, it wouldn't have mattered. He would have died to the grenade. The grenade was literally on top of his head. So, that being said, we're jumping to Shaka, because Shaka just got that kill, and he is now making his way up towards that Charlie objective from the back. So, coming in from the back of Bravo, straight up to Charlie. He has span around to start gunfire. His teammates have called out a member of GV looking to push in. He's got his mate as a team back up here. Both engineers, so if one goes down, it's going to take considerably longer to go for the revive. On his squad mate, he finds one, he's going to get a kill, he goes for the free fire. He doesn't quite get it. As he spots someone above that, he goes for the ladder, he jumps off, but unfortunately, he gets flanked by Lucky, who takes him down with that revolver. So, let's jump to Lucky. So Lucky's in combat, he gets swung on, and unfortunately gets taken out by Snoot. Mr. Snoot comes in with the kill. I would love to show you Snoot's perspective, by the way, guys, but unfortunately, it is very much delayed past the other 3 streams, so it's just not feasible that I show you it. But Snoot is doing very well today. I've noticed he's picked up quite a nice few kills, and he does a lot of nice movement tech as well, which is always nice to see. Right, let's jump back in with with Shaka, because he's got his anti-tank ready with the squad, and they're going to be hunting down a tank at present. Which is actually outside of Delta. Let's see if they get the kill on this tank here. It looks like the tank from ESF is also coming in with the backup. So they're going to be looking to try and get a kill. I can see a jet opening fire as well. Unfortunately, does die to Frantic, who is sat right next to that tower there on the objective. And he's just going to fully bleed out and go back to the spawn. Let's jump back to Lucky, because Lucky is actually overwatching at the moment with the Jan, who's going for the ESF tank, and looks like the ESF tank literally just went down to GV's helicopter. I just seen the rocket coming in, comes in from the top, just like a javelin would, knocks the tank out straight away. Well played to the GV helicopter, which is doing a lot better job now that ESF helicopter is under control at present. So looks like they're now going to be moving into that Delta objective to try and go for the claim here. One thing I really love about the Battlefield guys here when they're playing their games and they're scrimming, even if they have lost the round or lost the game, they're still playing, right? They're going full 100% into it. We'd like to see that no quitting scenario going on, and I love to see them sweat it out to the very end, despite if they've already known the outcome of the game, which is always brilliant to see. Always brilliant to see. So, Lucky's actually going in for a change of armaments. So he's actually switching to the tow missile. And he's going to be looking above here. And he's going to be looking for that helicopter. Unfortunately, he shot it, realized he heard movement below him, and he's now going for the kill. So he takes down one, his teammate unfortunately just went down. He's going to go prone, put up the crate as a form of cover once again, which is a very nice use of that crate. Going to be looking down to the bottom left, which is a common climb up here for enemy players, and looks like ESF will be coming in with the kill and taking down Lucky and also his teammate Jan, which is in the squad. So let's jump over to Shaka. Let's say that Shaka got killed with a helicopter from GV. So let's see who's in a prime example of a firefight. Looks like it might actually just be Shaka, because he's going to spawn off this objective here. His teammates are unfortunately taking shots. Again, you can see the helicopter going down on the left side there on this stream, and it's actually going to be pulling up from behind. So it might actually come in for a few shots on this C objective, clearing it off for the guys of GV. Sombear coming in with a lovely kill, takes him down with that DRS again, and just sends Shaka straight back to the spawn screen. Let's jump up now with Lucky, who's currently parachuting his way, and he just gets shot out the sky by Mr. Subatomic Kill. There we go. Let's jump to Jan now. Jan is currently following behind. He's actually on the ground instead, so he's going to be looking to try and get some kills here. It is quite hard because this is not only the home objective for ESF, but there seems to be a lot there. Tank, we've got a few infantrymen, and they've got quite a nice few headies here as well. The revolver come out, try to go for the headshot. Couldn't quite match it. And he is going to get pushed here, and he may get pinched. But no, Falconaz comes in, sweeps in, gets that kill, and takes him back to the spawn menu. Now, this is something interesting. Let's go to Lucky. He's sniping. He's got himself a rifle. And he's going to be going for those headshots. He's already killed one person. Let's see if he gets himself another player. He sees one at range who's actually firing back at him, which is quite risky. You know, you're going up against a bolt action. Normally, you don't peek twice. That's what I say. Lovely kill. Gets hold of Subatomic. Goes for the reload. Could be peeking again. Look for another kill. Goes for the far range. Doesn't get the hit. Gets the suppression, but no hit still. He really wants his kill. He's not going to get it though. He's taken far from the right side, and he will be going down to Snoop Bag with that M250. Right, let's jump to Jan, who's going to be engaging, and unfortunately goes down to Shaka. So we're jumping to Shaka. Let's go to Shaka with the DRS.
I've got enemy in sight.
Moving up towards Charlie now. He's going to get absolutely slotted by Sombre with the DRS is such an amazing gun. It is literally my favorite gun in Battlefield 6. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Back to Lucky there with the sniper rifle. Goes in with the rifle. Unfortunately misses with the revolver afterwards. Finished the kill. Goes in for the frag grenade. Goes prone. He's going to get that reload off. The grenade kill though, man. He gets the grenade kill, if anything. And he's going for the C4. He's going to go for the tank here. Let's see if he gets it. He goes onto the back. No, he's swung around to the front. He's on top. Are we going to see it? I want to see it. He gets the kill. The tank has been destroyed. ESF tank killed by Lucky and the C4. Well played to him coming in with parachute off the cliff. And I mean, you can see there the GV tank is on his merry way back to the Delta objective. Happy chappy indeed. Here comes the helicopter from ESF. Are we going to see a pilot snipe? I'd love to see a pilot snipe right now. A rocket going off there from his teammate of Jan, which is going to force that helicopter away from the combat. Another shot coming in from Lucky. Gets himself a hit of 80 damage, but he is very much injured. Actually, one shot, technically. So he's going to have to pull himself back away from suppressing fire so he can go for the heal up. But also, as he's doing this, he's repositioned himself on top of the cliff. So he's going to be able to get a few shots down on the enemies over on Alpha Objective. Now he is taking incoming fire. And none other than Snoop Bag combined with PTFO with the kill there, that DRS. Let's hop over to Jan, who is currently down on Bravo, opening fire at long range with DRS, gets himself a lovely kill. And he has spotted the helicopter from ESF. Going to be shooting straight through the electrical pylon, going down. does not connect with the helicopter. The helicopter actually dove into like this, there's like a valley down on Liberation Peak where you can actually fly under the landscape there a little bit, and he was able to come up again and take out Mr. Jan. Okay, let's jump back in with ESF Shaka, who's currently fighting in the cliffs here, trying to head up towards Charlie, which is currently under GV control.
Get over to that waypoint.
He's going to go for a rocket shot because he sees someone in that lovely sandbag area.
Move now.
Instead, dives into the bottom left. We also see some helicopter shots coming in, so maybe the ESF helicopters are starting to open fire on UC to try and help the infantry members here from ESF push up to the Charlie objective. So there goes the other rocket, and he was going for the tank down on top of the hill, but Sombre coming in with the kill and takes him down as well. And that is going to be all she wrote, guys. The game has been concluded. GG's, ESF taking the victory. Well played to ESF, by the way. I was not actually expecting that hard of a victory straight off the get-go, but well played. I'm actually very, very surprised and very, very happy with the outcome. GV did an amazing job as per always. I know a few of the players there from back when and Battlefield 5 and onwards. I know they're very good players, and it's nice to see some fresh new names to the Battlefield scene as well, especially from ESF, and it's nice to see them doing very well as well. So, guys, thank you for joining me today. I've been Lycan and B. This has been ESB's T12 Small Conquest. We hopefully will be live again next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this game in particular, because this game was more in sync. I see you guys in chat saying it was more in sync. I'm glad. I'm glad I could do that for you as well. Any questions, throw them into the Discord. Make sure, you know, any feedback that you've got as well, anything of the sorts, just pass it through. It's always appreciated, and it's always nice to see. I may see you guys next week as well. I may not. It'll be announced beforehand. But I hope you guys enjoyed the cast with me today. I've been Lycan MB, and I will see you again very soon. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Only on esportbf.com.